right, here we go. We've got the live stream June 15th. Happy Father's Day all to all the fathers in the chat. Or if you're watching on the replay, to all the fathers watching the replay. Today we have a few things that we're going to go over. We are going to go over my final thoughts on, I guess, a week after having Storm Arena Ken. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Storm as a whole. Are they going to San Diego Comic-Con, or do they have another event they need to go to, or do they go to both? We'll talk about that. We are going to be talking about Jada Toys leaks of their San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, which are Dulcim and M. Bison, so we're going to take a look at that. We are going to go over that, and then the last thing, actually, these aren't in any particular order. We'll just kind of see where the stream goes from there, and then after that, we are going to talk about Mess Toys, and their Black Suit Spider-Man is finally starting to get some reviews out on YouTube, and we are going to talk a little bit about that, because there seems to be a lot of interest in that line, and I think if they do well, I'm curious to see really how long they can even just stay alive, to be honest. So, Maverick, what's going on, man? Anybody else in the chat, feel free to say hello. I heavily base the stream based off your guys' interaction. So if you're really just wanting to watch me talk, this ain't the stream for you. It's more you guys get involved. Also, I want to know, what do you guys got? Anything new for you guys? Any new pickups? I accidentally bought a Batman Who Laughs from Beast Kingdom last night. So that was a thing. So that's interesting. Any status updates on Vega's arrival to the United States? I haven't seen everything that I can find for Vega as far as getting in my hands says July. So I'm guessing that or San Diego Comic-Con is going to be your best bets to get it as fast as possible. Is it going to be as cheap as possible? Probably not. But you know what is even funny? Is that even with, if you order it through AliExpress, it's probably going to be just as expensive as if you order it through Entertainment Earth or Big Bad Toy Store, because after tariff charges and shipping, it's going to be around the same price, to be honest. So you might as well get it quicker. Am I right? Bayeth, what's going on, dude? What is going on? So, let's hop in to first topic here. With the green costume M. Bison revealed, it sure bring my hopes up on the way. Okay, let me read that again. Hold on. With the green costume M. Bison revealed, it sure bring my hopes up on we may one day get the real Player 2 Navy Blue Gi Ken. Yeah, I'm really shocked we haven't seen more of the main characters get Player 2s. More frequently, I should say. Like, Ryu's only gotten one, which is shocking. Chun-Li's got like 9 Player 2s. Well, Ryu's got 1 from Paul Mart. So that, I'm sure we see another one sometime throughout the year, this year. What are we talking about at the moment? So I was going to start with my, I guess after, after having Ken for a week, the first Storm Arena, how do I feel about it? Where am I at? Am I at the same place I was when I first reviewed the figure? We'll talk about that here. Purple Gi Ken is what I was thinking we'd get. White Gi Ken, dude, White Gi Ken was such a miss in my opinion. Like, I didn't even bother buying that figure. I don't even need the punch effect. Like, I just didn't want White Gi Ken. It was such a boring Player 2 for me. I just didn't do it. So, hopping into the first figure released by Storm Arena 3, Storm Collectibles True 6-inch line. I'm still amazed, really, on how small it is. Like, it doesn't even feel like a Storm Collectibles. It really just feels like a retooled Jada Toys. It really does. There are some things I like about it. There are some things that I don't like about it. The main thing that that I don't like about it right off the bat was the gi on and off situation. I'm going to advise everybody never take the gi off, because to get it back on is insane. And you'll notice when you see on, like, Instagram reels and reviews and things, once they take the gi off, you very rarely see the gi go back on. that I've noticed. They eventually end the reel with the shirt off and everything because it's so hard to get it back on. It really is. And I wasn't lying. I had to do it 2 separate times because I messed up on the first review. I mean, that whole review as a whole had just a ton of, like, outtakes and things I didn't even want to say in there, but it is what it is. Things happen, you know, that's what it is. But yeah, it definitely, when you get the size in hand, it doesn't feel like a Storm Collectibles. It's kind of everything you wanted the Jada toys to be as far as a sculpt, but just different. So obviously we know about the gi. They got to fix that. They sent me 2 right hands, so that was annoying. That's a QC issue that I hope nobody else gets, because when you buy it from a third party, how are you supposed to exchange that, you know? It's like Big Bad Toy Store. I don't know what their return policy is with stuff like that. So Storm Collectibles doesn't even have a customer. I know right away Jada Toys is going to win in that department because they're based in the United States. I remember when I did my M. Bison video and the shoulder pads weren't clicking down correctly, that they sent me out a whole new M. Bison. So I know I'm not going to get that from Storm. Maybe we can have it as 2-pack navy blue Ken plus a non-tatter white gi for Ken and for Ryu. Add in the flame damage figure effect that we have for Dulcie. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I did want to just kind of touch base on Ken. I still think it's the better figure over the Jada Toys Ken, ultimately. The hands are interesting because they're a rubber. The chest is rubber. I feel like the articulation's there. I just feel like I just feel like there's enough of an articulation there. It's not by any ways less. I feel like it's right on par with Jada's. Maybe just a slight, different as far as, like, being a little bit. I mean, so Jada is an S tier articulation. I feel like Storm is at an A tier, because there's a lot of gapping and stuff like that with their articulation. So I'm going to put them at an A tier, but to me it's like I would rather have the sculpt with A tier articulation still. I do like their stand, and I do like their effect. The real negatives were they gave me duplicate hands, which sucks. I'm not going to be able to get that fixed. I'm going to have to buy another one. And then the on and off gi situation is just insane. But I don't really do that anyways, but if I wanted to, it just sucks that my options are now getting limited. So, my Black Spider-Man from CT should be in soon. Do you mean the mess toy? Because CT Toys makes a black suit Spider-Man. Are you talking about the mess toys? Or are you talking about CT Toys? Because they're 2 separate things. So yeah, that's all I wanted it, after having it a week, I still feel like it is the superior figure over, I mean, you can, that's really opinion based too, like on what you look for. I mean, they're both great figures. I'm not gonna, I would, if I had to pick one out of the 2, I would take this one over Jada's, but it's not to say that there's not a place for Jada's at all. So I'm still keeping both of them. They're both gonna be there. Oh, the mess toys. Yeah, mine's on its way too, Modest. I can't wait to get that review out. So that's it. That's all we're gonna cover on Ken. It bugged me about the double hands. Somebody had even noticed it. I wish I would have caught that in my review, because that would have been a big strike. We're getting too many QC issues with Storm Arena in their first go-around, but granted, it's their first figure. I will cut them some slack. The next thing, I guess we can just go with mess toys. I don't know how long we're going to cover this, but dude, the pictures I have for this are insanely large. So give me just a second while I scale these down just for a second. But I've seen a few reviews on this guy so far, and my goodness, other than some squeaking in the plastic, kind of like a Storm Collectibles squeak with the plastic in the joints, this thing is looking like a figure of the year, and I'm not even going to lie about that. The sculpt just turned out amazing. I love the matte black finish on this. However, it looks more like, I don't know if you want it shinier because it represents the oiliness of the symbiote, or if you want it more matte because it looks more like a suit that way. So I guess it just depends really on how you like your black suit Spider-Man. Do you like him looking like the symbiote is actually on his skin with that glossier look, and it's like a you know, it's its own separate entity, or do you like it to look like an actual suit, like a fabric suit, like a black fabric suit? That's kind of what this looks like to me. But everything that I've seen, the articulation is nuts. The paint apps seem to be really good. The only thing that I'm seeing as a con is really just the squeakiness in the joints. The stand seems to be holding up really well. But I don't know how long Mess Toys can do this for. I don't know what kind of loophole they're hitting. Because regardless whether they're doing copy, you know, exact characters from other, you know, from this one's Reveltech, right? The Reveltech body. It's like, it's still a Marvel property that they do not own. So how they're making money off this and what kind of loopholes and how they're getting away with this is beyond me. But I would say definitely this could be the Black Suit Spider-Man for a minute. Yeah, that's true, Maverick. Bet you will get both. This guy's gonna sell like gangbusters. Yeah. And I think once there's a lot of reviews out on this thing's gonna sell like hotcakes. And there's a lot more coming. I put out a post where I show that they are potentially working on a Venom. They are working on, let me see if I can snag it real quick. But yeah, mine still says, dude, I'm getting the weirdest shipping updates on this figure. It keeps saying like it's shipping on the way. So I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. But let's do this. Why don't we do this? I'm gonna just show you some other pictures here real quick. So we're gonna take that off. Let's see. Where's the display capture? Alright, there we go. Put that over there. And we'll come in here. So, I mean, looking at the pictures, man, these things are just turning out really, really good. Especially with the stand. Like, the stand seems to be of high quality, and it's got, like, that bendy wire and, like, the way you compose it. I like the webbing effect that's coming out of the hand there. I think that's pretty cool. And then just the figure standing by itself. Like, that's just... Granted, it's a sculpt we've seen, so it's not like I can praise the sculpt. The ankles do look a little bit weird. The way with the articulation. But, I mean, that's something I can deal with when the rest of the body looks like this. It just looks really, really good. And then everything that it comes with, you're getting web effects for both hands. You get some line web effects. And you get a hand for every occasion. You're going to get the stand. It's cool that it has the symbiote logo on it. And then you're getting an additional head. All of this out the door for about $35, I think. I think you can get it as cheap as like $32 to $35. Maybe $40 would be the higher amount. But while we're showing this, I wanted to show you some of the other things that they're... Look at this. Look at the cool poses that it's getting in, man. Like, this thing is looking insane. Like, look at that crouch. With that additional head, looks really good. And then, so they are working... They showed this off. They are working on Invincible figures. I don't know how that's going to affect Jada Toys, seeing they might be getting that license. But this is the one that really, I think, caught a lot of people. Look at how good that Venom looks. They do have the claw feet, so I think people were talking about how they wanted that to be, like, not clawed feet, because people hate the clawed feet. But everything else here, man, that head sculpt is dope. The body looks huge, like the legs. So some things that they are working on, Mess Toys, could be a problem in the near future. So yeah. The only way is for the toy enforcement guy to come in with the cops and get the mold back, I guess. But what about Marvel? They can't go after these guys for obviously stealing their characters. Is the neck peg going to be the same as CT Toys? It should be. But this is their Reveltech body. I feel like CT Toys has a lot of Mafex. It will be great to have the Peter Parker head on this figure. Factual. Yo, Milo, what up, man? Congrats on the big Sagat purchase. Very nice. How you like him? Is it pre-owned? Where'd you get it? Tell me your story on how you obtained. While you do that, we're going to move on to the next topic. Stream is going to be about an hour today, maybe 45 minutes. Try and make it not that long, so if somebody wants to watch it back. I know a lot of people are busy with Father's Day activities today. He's great. That's great. Pre-owned. Where'd you get it? Comic book store, eBay, Mercari, local seller. The next thing I wanted to talk about was going to be Storm Arena. Are they going to Comic-Con? And the reason I even asked that question, I mean, the obvious answer that everybody's going to say is, well, of course they are. Duh. It's Comic-Con. But there's a big but in there. We're talking Nicki Minaj-sized but in there. There is another festival, not a con, but a festival. It's called Wonder Festival that is happening the exact same weekend. Now, is it as easy as they send one to both? Maybe, but they seem to have a bigger presence at the Wonder Festival. And frankly, they haven't even been at Comic-Con the last couple years. So, I am looking to see if they do any type of exclusive. I feel like if they did an exclusive this year, it wouldn't be for Storm Arena. It would be for their collectibles line, as Storm Arena hasn't even really shipped out as a normal toy yet through the normal retailers. Like, the only way you have Ken even is if you've ordered through eBay or Mercari or somewhere else. So, but yeah, and one thing I keep asking in all my videos where I keep seeing all these reveals, it's like, hello, Storm, are you going to just keep announcing things? Or the reason I ask why they keep announcing, it's like, are you going to save anything for, I mean, they must have something huge for Comic-Con or Wonderfest or both, depending on where they end up going. It's like, what? I mean, you must have just a ton of news ready to go for that. If you keep dropping something every week, literally every week, Storm has something coming out. They are on full hyperdrive over at Storm. He says, also got for a pretty good price, $150 to be exact. And yeah, I went to a comic book store. He wasn't pre-owned. Wow, you got him new in box for $150? That's crazy. That's a great price. But I saw Honda and some others, but I didn't want to lose all my money. Hey, E-Honda is not hard to get. So, I mean, you can get an E-Honda. I mean, come with me, Milo, if you will, over to Big Bad Toy Store, even though I don't really know anybody that's even buying from Big Bad Toy Store anymore with the way they jacked up their prices. But, I mean, they must be dying with this stuff. I don't know how their sales are doing the way they're doing, tariff prices and everything now, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, they used to sell out of their Marvel Legend pre-orders all the time, but now with the tariff charges and everything, it's like everyone's just pretty much going Amazon or bust now, I feel like. Okay, that was probably the stupid way to go about that, but I mean, E-Honda and Balrog and all these other guys. Look, you can come over to E-Honda, $90, brand new, San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con 2020 exclusive. I like the green one. That's fine. You're not going to get the white and blue one. That one might be horrible. But, I mean, you can get this one, a gray nostalgia costume. It was a exclusive. I don't know what's exclusive to, but you can get this one. I don't know why it's $130, but if you wanted to shell out the extra money. I mean, E-Honda is still available is basically the point of all that. So, I didn't even show you, but okay. Come here. Right here. See? You can get this green one, $90. He's in stock. You can get this one, which frankly looks uglier to me. I don't like the blue. There's only 5 left for $130. So, couple options out there. If I was going to get a Balrog, I've been looking at Balrog lately. They have the traditional one for $89.99, but there's this one right here. I kind of like the orange with the green gloves. I forget what this is an exclusive for. It's a BBICN exclusive. So, interesting, but pretty cool. Interesting to look at there. The one I saw is the white and blue one. Okay, so that's like his traditional one. That's pretty good. Look like watermelon. They were selling him for 100. That's pretty good. Pre-owned or new? Hopefully Jada Toys will give Ken an exclusive. He's iconic, dark navy blue color. Because the white player 2, white color gi, it looks boring. They're definitely going to give Ken more player 2s, for sure. I wouldn't be shocked if it was this year. I feel like Ryu's more due for a new player 2 than Ken at this stage. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of time left. Shout out to the viewers in here. I encourage everyone to say hello. If you guys have any new pickups, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear about your past couple weeks pickups. Anything you're excited to talk about as far as pre-orders, anything like that, feel free. Yeah, I really just don't know if Storm is going to show up to San Diego Comic-Con. There is this Wonderfest. If you go over here, and we're going to incorporate some more internet stuff. So if you go to past Wonderfest, if you don't know what this is an event where they show off a lot of stuff. So you'll see they've shown off a lot of things in the past at this Wonderfest. Hello? I guess we can't. Maybe we can. So this was their booth, Wonderfest, last year. So I'm seeing a lot of things that is already... Those Gears of War, those aren't happening anymore. They lost the license to that, so that's annoying. I don't know if those bottoms are Gears of War, but I know that top guy is. Don't know who that is. Can't really see the... It looks like... I don't know who that is. Is that Tekken? Ryu and Ken, why are they being showed off again? I know they did that, like... 2-pack that they released for like 2 seconds and it sold out immediately, but this is just an old... So it's just to show you kind of like what they have a presence at that Wonderfest, so I really don't know if they're going to do Comic-Con or both or what's going to happen there. Will deluxe version be the way to go for the other already released Jada figure? What do you mean, Maverick? Like which character? Or anyone found Guile Player 2 Blue Target exclusive in the wild yet? Yep. I did forever ago. I got him like 2 months ago. I haven't seen him since. But yeah, I found Blue Guile in the wild like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. There was 3 of them. I bought 2 of them. I left one for somebody else, but I did want 2 of them because I was like, I don't know when I'm going to see this guy. And I haven't seen him since, so I'm glad I did. I would love Storm Collectibles Jack from Baki. I'd have to see that. I want Pickle. Even though he's just a dude in a man-thong. He looks like a cool sculpt. That's Morgan from Dockstockers with the wings. Yeah, I did see that. Yo, J Miggy, the X-Men fan. What's up, dude? Welcome. It's good to have you. So, at the moment, we're just wrapping up. Is Storm Arena going to be at Comic-Con? I don't know. I really don't know at this point. It's going to be... I feel like a game time decision with that. I mean, Jada will be the first to release the Player 1 figure, and after that, they will release them in deluxe version, like Chun-Li, Fei Long, Dhalsim, all that stuff. The funny thing is the Ryu deluxe figure we got was Evil Ryu. Same with Ken. So Ken got Violent Ken. So we haven't even technically gotten a deluxe Ryu or a deluxe Ken, like as their normal versions yet. We've just gotten their counterparts. So, the next thing that we got, the stream's moving right along, folks. If you don't take a chance to take a look around and say something, you might miss it, folks. Don't be shy in here. I'm not gonna judge you. I want to hear what you guys think about this stuff. I never see any of Jada figures in the wild. I mean, technically, I don't know why you guys are even trying to buy them in the wild anyways. Unless you're international, you should just be buying them from Amazon. Like, factual. 2-day shipping, at cost. Like, I don't know why you're trying to find them at Target. Target's probably the worst. Target should be your bottom of the barrel, very last, like, option. Feel like the Sagat is perfect for my Street Fighter collection because his size is huge and he's supposed to be 7'5" in the game. You mean the new one you just got or the Jada one? I don't know. I keep having mixed feelings on the Jada one for some reason. You know what I was thinking for Akuma? I'd love for them to do a 2-pack for Akuma where we get the normal version and then a Shin Akuma all in the same pack. No one ever does that. 2 of the same character in a pack, just different outfits. I'd love an Akuma 2-pack with his standard and Shin Akuma in the same box. Call me, yeah, I know I'm a mad scientist over here with that take, but I think that would do really well. Jada stinks? Hold on, Stoned. Let's not say things we can't take back. Jada doesn't stink. Without Jada, there would be no Storm Arena. You get that in your head right now. They've paved the way. They're goddamn pioneers. I'll be damned if I stand here while you disrespect one of the pioneers of the freaking franchise right now. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Jada stinks. You're right. Look how long Vega's taking to release. Akuma seems like forever away. Stoned, they've put out 4 figures this year. How many has Storm Arena put out? 1? Granted, 2 of them were player 2s, but still, we've gotten a deluxe Fei Long in purple pants. We've gotten a blue Guile. We've gotten Blanca and Sagat. And what is Storm Arena? Storm Arena, unless you've bought them directly through a vendor through China, hasn't even released Ken, technically. So, I mean, yeah, Vega got caught up in kind of like that tariff situation. But what is Storm Arena doing? They don't even technically have a figure out unless you've paid the big bucks to get him. They are taking long. But what is Storm Arena doing? They're just as long. We got 1 figure out, technically. If you've spent the big bucks, then you technically could have Ken. But let's not forget, Jada already has 4 figures out this year. So let's calm our jets here. We're not throwing out Jada stinks. They do seem like they've taken longer than traditionally, but, you know. Hey, K-Mac, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get a 1/12 Toys figure white long sleeve shirt for Vega. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be like a big puffy white shirt. I'm into that. Rage baiting, but they need to hurry with Vega. Dude, July is right around the corner, my friend. It's coming. It's like 2.5 weeks away, 3 weeks away, and we'll have, if you want to have Vega, you can have Vega. But again, it depends where you're buying. Where are you guys buying your Vega, by the way? Do you guys want to buy them like right away? Are you waiting on Big Bad Toy Store? Where are you buying your Vega? Do you think there will even be any way to get the Dalsim even if you can't attend Sdcc? Denjin, yes. If you're in the States, yes. Even if you're not in the States, yes. AliExpress usually always gets the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, so if you're international, that's probably going to be your only option. If you're in the States, then they always put it on their Next Level website, Jada Toys Next Level website. So, and they're up forever. They don't sell out or anything. Pretty sure if you want one, everyone gets one. But I would get one because they do eventually sell out and they stop selling them, and then you have a evil reuse situation going on. That would be cool, Maverick. Cage diorama, that'd be alright. Storm does take long, so no one's denying that. Yes, they do. One of my figures that I want to get so bad is Storm Collectibles Zangief. Zangief. Oh, the big dude. You can get the knockoff one. It literally looks the exact same as the original one. If you want the other one, I think you're going to pay like $120 for Zangief. Jada Toys commands respect. Demands respect. Commands and demands it. I think in that order. Sorry, chat. It's alright. Stone's just upset. He wants Vega. I want Vega, too. I'm in New Zealand, so I'll look on AliExpress. Yeah, I mean, it might be a few weeks, maybe a month later, Denjin, but you'll still be able to get it from Ollie. For me, I get them when they're on offer on Amazon. Other than that, I'll have... the only reason I ask that is because I don't know how many people are still ordering from Big Bad Toy Store. How many of you guys in the chat are currently buying or have something on order from Big Bad Toy Store? or after tariffs, I should say, because I have a bunch of stuff that's on pre-order that was before their tariff upcharges and everything. How many of you guys have pre-ordered something, either Entertainment Earth or a Big Bad Toy Store, after the tariff announcements? Just out of curiosity. I feel like they are not doing very well after that. But that might be all speculation, so. Let's move on down to the next one here. I could have swore I had that, no? Just wait for the Street Fighter 6 Zangief. It looks awesome. Oh yeah, that one does look good. I canceled my Storm Arena Ken because I decided to go from Hong Kong instead. Yeah, you're honestly, Keaton, probably going to pay the same price as if you ordered it from there. I'm waiting to see your review and more recent reviews of them Storm Arena before I commit to ordering from Big Bad Toy Store. Ray, I'm just saying, I think if you're gonna, you might as well just order from eBay or AliExpress. They're literally the same prices, and you're gonna get it faster. My first experience with Storm Arena was pretty, I would say for the most part, positive. I gave the figure still an A, even though Storm sent me duplicate hands, and the gi is insane to put on and off. But other than that, it's a really good figure, and ultimately looks, I think, superior to Jada's, but I think there's still a place for both. I'm gonna have both. I'm collecting both. It's not like I'm throwing all my Jada toys away or anything. I'm still I guess a shill for Jada. I like Jada a lot. I think they're the pioneers of the brand. So here we are with our I guess San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. I mean, I don't know what else they'd be. I was planning on buying the SHF Blackbeard, but I'm not sure anymore because of the tariffs. Yeah. Other than Jada Street Fighter, I also have the Mega Man from Jada, but for the Mega Man line, I'm not getting everything. I'll have to get Proto Man when it get released, and we'll stop there. Yeah, I'm always curious on how that line's doing. Curious on how their Cyberpunk line's doing. I feel like that might not have sold as well as they had hoped, but again, I don't know the numbers, so maybe it is. I don't know. Honestly, I'm still waiting for my Blue Guile and Purple Fei Long from Ollie. When did you order them? Both is the way to go. That's what I'm thinking, because I still like to mix and match the figures, even though they're different styles. Street Fighter is the cash cow. For sure, Jada's cash cow is going to be Street Fighter. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm definitely all in on Dhalsim, 100%, because that's technically one of my favorite figures that they've ever done. So, I'm going to be probably a double up on Dhalsim. And Bison, though. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm struggling to, like, want to buy an M. Bison, even though it comes with 2 new head sculpts for the original one and new effect pieces. I don't need the blue guy. I feel like that was, while it's cool, I just don't know that I needed the blue guy. He doesn't have the same, like, because you can put this fire guy with really anybody that shoots fire, because they do that same animation for not only Dhalsim, but Ryu, Sagat. But it's like M. Bison, what am I supposed to do with the blue guy? I guess if somebody makes a Sub-Zero, maybe? I don't know. I lived the Lucy and David. I think Jada is doing They Love and Believe in. Factual, Ray. Factual. Ordered them a while ago, but they dated from the seller as June 30th available. I would message the seller. We're going to see some Invincible Jada figs this Comic-Con? Maybe. I don't know. Is that something you guys are super excited for? To me, that's kind of like the Baki series on Storm Arena. I'm aware of it, and I can appreciate the characters. Like, I know Omni-Man and the mustache guy. I don't even know if that might be the same character. I don't even know. I know the dad and son from Invincible, but I ultimately would only get those two, and then I'd be done with that line. Jada's done. God, I don't know why I'm reading like a 5-year-old. Jada done great on the flame effect. Dalsim is the only one you need. Also, I'm down for the Storm Arena. I just want to see how everyone quality is. So far, I've only seen a handful of reviews. I want to see if there are any issues. Well, my issues, I know Mars had some paint defects on his Ken, but at least I would rather have paint defects on my Ken than double hands of the same hand. McFarlane, Mortal Kombat 2, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero action figures apparently coming to Target and Walmart online in the summer of next year. I thought it was, I'm almost 100% that it's this year in 2025, not next year. Maybe Jada gets Guilty Gear. What? No, I'm pretty sure it's this year. The blue is for Bison Psycho Crusher. Oh, I know that it's for Bison, but I was saying that the fire guy is multi-purpose. Like, is there anybody else in the game that makes the player light up blue when it gets hit with their effect? Because I know that Dalsim's guy can go with Ryu. Really anyone that spits fire. I mean, Sagat, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, like, M. Bison's the only one that makes their guy light up blue when he gets hit with their effects, so. Stone Capybara, he doesn't come with any effect pieces, which is sad, and it hardly comes with 3 faceplates, 3 pairs of hands. Who are you talking about? Shill has lost the weight of its meaning because everyone always throwing it around. What is it? I feel like a shill is someone that only says positive things about a company and never points out any of their flaws. Mars with Storm Arena. But that would be a shill in my, like, if you want to see a shill, go watch Mars. He shills for Storm Collectibles and Storm Arena all day, and he is proud to say that he does. I don't feel like I shill for anybody in particularly. If I see a negative, I'll point it out, you know, whether it's huge or not. Mind your business. Hey, I call it like I see it. I don't tiptoe around what if I have something to say, I'll damn well say it. I'm not afraid to call out any of these toy YouTubers. You think I'm worried about any of them? Please. You wait till I do a face reveal. You're going to see these 22-inch Python arms. You think I'm afraid of anyone? No, I'm just kidding. But no, I really, no. We'll say if, what's on my mind. Doesn't bug me at all. I shill for stuff I like. Well, of course. But, I mean, I think, how many of you guys are in on the M. Bison? Be frank, for me, I would just get the player 1 color of the figure. Seeing Jada's releasing the deluxe version, I kind of feel shortchanged missing those accessory pieces. Well, it's like they want to. I mean, the fact is they don't even have to. They're making it a bonus. They don't have to. I mean, I think it's awesome that. I mean, it just depends. Like, I'm sure people could sell the Yoga Flame head, like, if they didn't want or have. I don't know. To me, if you're gonna get a player 2, you gotta make it, like, worth it. And this is definitely worth it, in my opinion. No, Richie, you are far from a shill. I've heard you just say just as much negatives as positive. Okay, good. CE Bison is my least favorite Bison variant, but it makes sense to have the variant with Psycho Crusher effects, and CE Bison is notorious for cheap Psycho Crusher. Yeah, I can't wait to see the promo effects to see how those effects attach to Bison. Because I think that will make the figure. And I can't really see what the additional head sculpts are, so I'm curious to see what faces he's making. I found out what license I need Jada to do, and it would sell like hotcakes. Oh, wow, Lee. You're just going to leave us on a cliffhanger like that? You're not even going to say what it is? Any info on how much they're charging for either of those? All the figures other minus Chun-Li. Chun-Li I think was 35 or 40. And then Ken and Ryu have been $50 if I had to guess. There's been no official announcement, so take this with a grain of salt. I'm going to say 50 to $60 if I had to guess. It's going to be cheapest if you're there at the event. If you're going to order through Next Level or a website, there's going to be shipping involved. So I'm going to say anywhere from $50 to $70 out the door. Like $70 would be the high price if you are like paying shipping, and then ends up being $60. Yeah, Lee, please tell us. We're dying to know what's happening. What license they must have. What license both these companies need is Mortal Kombat. And that's case match right there. Forget what Lee 86 has up his sleeve. They need Mortal Kombat in a true 6-inch line, and then we've got it made in the shade. Big guy, Zangief, Hawk have different body type when they're lit up. Ah, I see, smart business, casual gamer. When I get my Marvel vs. Capcom figures, I'm going to display the Street Fighter display versus Marvel Capcom. That boy, Milo. That's what I'm talking about. They should label it as maximum so they can add an extra $20. You know what? I think it's hilarious that everyone gives Hasbro so much shit for the maximum line, but it hasn't actually stopped anybody from buying the figures. Like, Spider-Man sold out multiple times. Now, Hulk did definitely not do as well as Spider-Man, but that's just because the head sculpts were ass. If they had decent head sculpts with that Hulk, it would have sold like hotcakes too. But with the rubber chest that looked questionable and all those ugly-ass head sculpts, it didn't sell as well. But it did not stop anybody from buying that Spider-Man. And you know it. So all these people that are sitting there crying about how expensive they are, well, it didn't stop anybody from buying it. Myself included. I'm not above that. The head sculpts on Hulk were good for you. And see, that's even subjective. From everyone that I saw, they didn't like the head sculpts, and myself included. But Milo liked them. So some people even like the head sculpts. Jada MK is peak. Factual, stoned. Factual. I got here late. It's okay, Alpha. It's a short stream today. I'm keeping it shorter so we can do, if you want to go back and watch it. You didn't really miss much. You kind of just watched my final thoughts after purchasing Storm Arena Ken. I've owned it a week now. I still think it's great. I would say the major cons is that, I got double duplicate hands, which is annoying. 2 of the same hand, and then the gi thing will obviously haunt your dreams, pretty much. MK, which is needed. I need Jada to do a true 6-inch scale Dragon Ball line that doesn't feel overpriced. SH Figuarts is overpriced massively. Dragon Stars is just bad. Are you talking about Dragon Ball Z? Is that what you're talking about, Lee? I'm going to let everybody know in the chat right now. I am the farthest away from being a Dragon Ball fan, so that would just be the worst for me, personally. I never got into Dragon Ball Z. I see it everywhere. I never got into it. I can appreciate some of the characters, like they look cool, but I just have never gone down that realm. I would appreciate a good Lord of the Rings figure before I wanted a Dragon Ball Z figure. Hasbro were actually smart with Maximum Hulk. The base head is from Marvel vs. Capcom era, so it'll be sought after the game the same Morrow. So if Jada made a Dragon Ball Z line, it would be in between Dragon Stars and SHF. Yes. Only 5 characters left from the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers roster. It's insane to even think they may finish the roster completely, making action figure history of actually finishing Street Fighter. That is cool. But they're definitely not finishing it this year. For sure it will finish. I'd be shocked if they even end up finishing it by next year. The way that the releases have kind of slowed down. I wouldn't be shocked if it didn't finish literally at the end of next year. Like, all the way next year. Like, December of next year. We get our final figures. But we'll see. I'm just nervous that we're midway through the year and we still have heard nothing. I mean, granted, San Diego Comic-Con's coming up, but we have not heard anything about Akuma, E-Honda, Balrog. Great time to be a collector, Milo. Great time. But San Diego Comic-Con, I'm sure we'll get all the answers we want and then some. So, is anybody buying the M. Bison, or are you in or are you out on M. Bison? I'd love to know. I gotta see the head sculpts. I think that's gonna make or break the figure for me if I get it. The head sculpts look good. We're in, baby. But outside of that, I don't know. I feel like we're just getting too much of the same, like, I don't know. We already have a player, too. I'm going to pass on M. Bison since I already have one. Do you not already have a Dalsim? Or Dalsum? You're in on both? Nice. Maybe Jada can consider making a stage diorama. Not sure if it'll be popular or not. I think a stage would be popular. I think a stage would do better than the crushed car thing that everybody seems to want so much. It's like, can you guys not take your own car and squash it yourselves? I feel like that's an easy custom to just buy a die-cast car that looks similar to the Street Fighter one, and then go outside and smack it around with a hammer. But, you know, what do I know? I guess if it had, like, effects, or if the door, like, fell off or something like, I don't know. I don't know how you make that super cool. There's got to be something that goes with, because if it's just a crushed car, I feel like, yeah, you could really just make that yourself if you really wanted a crushed car to have them beat up. I've done the car thing, not that hard. That's what I'm saying. Like, that just seems like the easiest custom. You really need Jada to make you one? You could just go buy an old-looking Lexus in a die-cast form and go beat it up. And then just put it next to one of your figures. What would be in your deluxe accessory pack? I know a lot of people are clamoring for the game over faces, but we'll see. Like the Dragon Star World Martial Art Tournament diorama. Interesting. I'm actually I think one thing that I will say about San Diego Comic-Con that I'm interested about is that I was fairly confident that they were going to announce the new Street Fighter game that they were going to work on this year. But now, with the way things have been rolling out, as far as we don't have Vega yet, we haven't heard anything about Wave 6. And haven't heard, I mean, in Wave 7 being T-Hawk and Zangief, June has already announced that those are scheduled and slated for 2026 of next year. I'm going to say that I don't know that they announced the new Street Fighter game that they work on this San Diego Comic-Con. It might be next year. I hope it's this year, but I felt like I was pretty confident that it was going to, but I'm not sure anymore. I'm getting more and more doubt in my mind about it. If Jada did make the car to break, it would be a flat relief, not a full 112 scar. Sorry, if I could read, not a full 112th car. I feel like an updated Capcom game with better graphics would be sick. Aren't they making another? Didn't they just announce one of those games? Like, again? Did we already talk about the Marvel vs. Capcom? I feel like we did. Did we not? Did we talk about any of the... I feel like we already talked about the Juggernaut and all that stuff. Yeah, like a new property. Like, I thought they were going to announce, because clearly they're done with all the figures. They're just finishing tooling and sculpting and everything for Street Fighter 2 Ultra. I thought that this year was going to be the year they announced the next game that they're going to be working on. Whether that's a different Street Fighter Alpha, maybe not necessarily 3, but maybe 1 or 2. Whether that's Street Fighter 5, whether that's Street Fighter 6. I thought with it, that towards last year, I was like, well, they've announced all the figures. They're for sure announcing the new game this year. But as the figures have been rolled out and kind of the lack of speed that they've, I would think most people would agree that they've seemed to have slowed down as far as their releases. Not everyone agrees, but I feel like a lot of people have agreed they've slowed down from where they traditionally were. That I was feeling confident, but now I'm not so sure. I'm actually more towards they're not going to than they are. It is surprising the next game has not been announced. I don't know if it's surprising, because they haven't even... I don't know. We'll see. Question, how late... Okay, hold on. What happened? I lost it. Where'd it go? Did you delete it? Let me see. What happened there? I was reading a question and then it went away. Let me see. I don't know what happened there. I was reading a question and then all of a sudden it just... Let me see here. How long have you been collecting, and will we get a collection tour? I have been collecting since 2020. And then, will we get a collection tour? The funny thing is my collection is not fully displayed. So I have tons of figures that are in storage that are not all displayed. So it's not like every figure I buy, I just put on a shelf like some people. Like, there are a lot of my figures that are not displayed. The only figures I truly have displayed at the moment are just my Street Fighter stuff. None of my Marvel Legends or anything like that. So, it would be hard, because I'm kind of like an in-box, out-of-box, kind of like a hybrid collector. So, I could definitely do like a storage tour or something like that, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, Milo, maybe. The lack of an announcement really makes me think Storm Arena beat Jada to the punch with Alpha. Now they have to follow through or pivot. Interesting take. I never even thought about that. But June said that no matter what Storm did, it wasn't really going to affect anything that they do. So, I don't know. I always dreamed of an openish world Street Fighter game, kind of like Yakuza, with mini storylines and your main storyline being the big tournament. Each rostered character is a boss. Interestingly, I like your vision. Alternate defeated character portrait head sculpts and /or background items for stages or bonus stages like pile of bricks, wooden barrels, and crates. I don't know. I feel like I got those crates with Ken and I'm never going to use them. Ever. Kind of like the same with Evil Ryu, where he got those little Japanese like signs, wooden signs. I'm never gonna use those either. So it's like, I would like the heads, but it's like, I don't know. I get that there are people out there that would like them. I just don't know if I'd be all in on it. When did your Marvel Legends collection start? Toy Biz or Hasbro? Hasbro for sure. Because I started in 2020. I'm pretty sure Toy Biz went out well before then. Looking forward to seeing the Jada Tones. My God, dude, where's my reading? Looking forward to seeing the Jada Toys Flintstones Cornflakes action figures. The what? I'm pretty sure that's the wrong cereal. Cornflakes. Isn't it Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Krispies? I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure Cornflakes has that weird looking green rooster. Shaggy, I'm shocked. Weren't we already supposed to have the Scooby-Doo line? Like, some of the figures already announced? Like, what's going on with that? Like, Jada has definitely slowed down, folks. They have. I know people hate when I say that, But they have. Where are the Scooby-Doo figures? Aren't they already supposed to be out? Am I wrong on that? I don't know. Yeah, no, I get it, Stoned. Like, I get that there'll be, I said, for me personally, I don't know that I would like them. I'm just saying, Stone. Not everyone's got a big-ass display for all that stuff. June may have said Storm wouldn't affect theme, but considering the silence, I think they have. Jada Toys starting a Street Fighter Alpha line with instantly draw comparisons to Storm figures. So what? That's fine. Let them duke it out. Other than the Tony Tiger figure, do you have that Tigger from Winnie the Pooh? I don't have Tigger figure. Yeah, they were supposed to be. See? That's what I'm saying. It could be the tariff bullshit. But see, that's where it's like, everyone's like, oh, Storms are... But that's where you want, like, updates from Jada, right? It's like, well, how bad has tariffs really affect releasing figures? Tremendously? Not at all? Is it an excuse to say that things have slowed down in production, that why figures have... I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why June interviews were so helpful, because it's like, no one cares if tariffs affected, obviously people will be, not happy about it, but they'd understand. But as of right now, it just looks like you've slowed down tremendously. So, interesting thought. But on that note, folks, I wanted to try and keep this stream short. We covered all the topics we have, or that we had today. We covered Storm Arena. Are they going to be at Comic-Con? We covered the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. We talked about my second thoughts on the Storm Arena Ken. If you missed any of it, this will be on YouTube later. If you guys made it this far, make sure to leave a like on the stream. If you're new, welcome, subscribe, consider. Go watch some of my older videos if you haven't yet. And, well, that's it. It was a great stream today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one. Richie Figs. Later.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh,